There are not millions of ways to make money online. There's 4 ways to make money online. Now, okay, there are millions, but they're all in these 4 categories. And it's very simple. When you think, I want to make money online, you're like, what should I choose? There's millions of ways of making money. I can't choose anything, and you're paralyzed. Don't be paralyzed after this video. You won't be anymore. And if you still are, please DM me. Please reach out, okay? Take action. Do something that's going to help you to promote your path forward to financial freedom, because there is help to get out there, man. You don't have to do this on your own. What are those 4 ways of making money online? Let me get right into it. Number 1, sales. Sales. Okay? There's so many different ways to go about it. There's so many different types of businesses you can do. There's so many different ways of doing sales. But sales in general is just understanding how to communicate and talk to people in such a way that you can find out a win-win situation that causes them to take action, and then you providing something for them that they're willing to pay for in return. That's sales. That's simple. It's usually done through DMs these days. It can be done over phone, but then it's not really online, is it? And it can also be done door knocking, right? But in the end, if you want to do it online, it's DMs. It's talking to people one-on-one through social media. That's it. So if you're willing to do that for many, many hours a day for a very long period of time, and getting to the point where you're talking to 200 people a day, right? Alex Hormozy says 100 cold DMs, that's to strangers, every single day, and 100 warm DMs. Warm DMs, people that you've talked to in the past, that might be more ready now than they were in the past, right? If you combine this, that is sales online. You could include copywriting, okay? When you're writing newsletters, you could include websites and creating a copy on that website, whatever, okay? You're communicating with people, it's sales, you're talking to people, okay? Next thing, number 2, is content creation. Content creation comes in a lot of different forms, but at the end of it all, it's 2 forms. It's short form and long form. You could say that, again, writing emails is content, or writing a long thread or a post on YouTube, or whatever it is, it's also content, right? But YouTube and Instagram works best with both short form and long form. So if you're going to make it huge in content creation, at the end of the day, you're probably going to have to master those things. And it's actually can be very easily categorized in what you have to do in that specific industry. And it's these things: ideation, okay, basically choosing the title or what the topic of the reel or video is going to be about. Then next is scripting, okay, basically mapping out what's going to be happening in the video or what's going to be said in the video, and doing research in those 2 things specifically: ideation, script writing. Next after that is you making sure that people actually click on the video, which is necessary that you have a thumbnail. You have to create the situation, the environment for someone to actually want to click on that video, and that means you have to have a nice thumbnail. I don't care. It is what it is. But that's what you need. If you want to succeed with content creation and succeed faster than what I did, you got to get good at that stuff, or you got to outsource it to someone else. Editing. Have some edits in your videos if you want to make it big on YouTube. The next one after that, okay, editing is important, but actually not that important, I've actually noticed. And the last thing, if you want to, is to have sound design, okay? You will find the best videographers are usually the ones with the biggest YouTube channels, because they're actually creating TV. I'm not creating TV. I'm just, well, it's the Men of High Value channel, right? And you're tuning into it every single day. It's TV. You're watching TV. But at the same time, I'm not really, okay, you get my drift. That's content creation. Do you want to get good at content creation? Is that something that you can see yourself succeeding at, something that you will never quit? Because I made the decision in 2018 that if I start this YouTube channel, I am never going to stop making YouTube videos. Now, there's been breaks in between when I had to take breaks, but now I'm back in full force, and you're seeing me. I'm not going to ever stop making content online. It's part of what I do. It's part of who I am. And as a result, you're always going to see content from me. Number 3, the next thing on the list is software development. That means that you will be coding 8 to 10 to 12 hours every single day, nonstop for the next 3 years, learning code, learning the coding languages, or specifically the one that you want to learn, because there's tons of them, right? Some are basics and then some are more advanced. But you have to study that stuff and get really, really good at it. I never entered into that sphere, so I don't really know. But the guy who set up my app, okay, he's a great friend of mine. He actually learned how to get himself proficient when it comes to software development. And eventually, within, a year or 2, I believe, he got himself a 6-figure income job with a company in America. What do you know? Great things happen if you dedicate yourself to that specific skill and dive into it, and then don't stop until you've actually succeeded, meaning making 6 figures in that specific skill. The 4th one is trading. Interesting. Trading is not gambling. It is if you're uneducated. And obviously, everyone has to start somewhere, so in the beginning, it kind of seems like gambling. But it's also very interesting because it's the easiest way to see a return on money, right? So it's the fastest way to see, oh, I made money online. But it's also the fastest way to lose money. And it's also the easiest way to be delusional that you will manage to, at some point in the future, make money online. Because you might not if you never change. In trading, you're not really forced to change. You can really do the same thing again and again and again and again, and then you get this massive, huge loss. And then you do the same again and again and again. You think that you're on a winning streak, and then you get a huge loss. I mean, I've experienced that so many times. I love trading myself. I love trading Bitcoin. It's always been a part of me. And I remember days when I would have like 16 profitable days in a row, and I'm like showing it to my clients, and I'm like, man, I'm doing fantastic. And then I would have like massive, one huge loss that just ruined all those 16 days, right? So you got to understand, be very wise about which industry you pick. Be very wise about which industry you pick. And you got to realize that all 4 of them pretty much will take 3 years until you're profitable if you're trying to do this with free information online. Without a coach, without mentoring, without accountability, without people having more experience than you, you're going to take a very long time making money online. And guess what? You might quit. For me, quitting has never been an option in business. Once you start building a business, you can't have the option that you might quit, because then all of the time that you invested into actually succeeding with that specific skill is wasted. Obviously, it's not really wasted if you learned something, but if you're changing the industries upon industries and a category upon category, skill upon skill all of the time, it kind of is a waste, right? So don't do that. I would rather choose one industry, like toss a coin or toss a freaking, like a dice if you have to, and pick one and then start and then stick with that thing until you're making 6 figures. Now, there are ways for you to figure out, with higher probability, what niche, what category, what industry fits you. But you'll have to speak to someone that actually understands psychology, understands you better than you understand yourself after asking you a few questions. You need people. Personal development is a team sport, and I recommend for all of these categories, I recommend the ONTRACC Men of High Value community. I recommend that as the go-to to become good at the skill that you want to get good at, but most importantly, figuring out which skill you should get good at based on your interests, your desires, your lifestyle that you want in the future, and how fast you want to grow, how much money you have right now. If you love talking to people, if you if you love sitting in front of your computer all day, like, you need to figure out. And I believe that I can help you figure that out faster than you can on your own. And then, most importantly, hold you accountable to the decision you made so that you don't switch after 2 months or after 6 months or after a year because it got too hard. Every single one of these categories are going to get too hard. And then the question is, if you keep banging your head against it, if you're actually going to get through to the other side, because you have to. You have to get through to the other side in order for you to make money online. But when you do make money online, the floodgates open. You do not understand how fast the floodgates open if you stick to one single category. I just watched a video today of a 17-year-old. I watched an interview with him about a year ago, and he was making, 5 figures a month from social media, okay? And then I see him 1 year later, and he's now a millionaire. He's 17 years old. He was 16 before, right? But holy crap. You know what he did? He chose one category. That's what he did. And once he made a lot of money, now he could actually look into different things and hire people in the skill sets that he's not good at. He's good at content creation, right? And it just opened the floodgates and opened the doors. You can do that too. Whether you're 17, 25, 34, don't matter. You've got the capacity to actually achieve these things over time, but you got to give it time, and you've got to have a little bit of cash flow in order for it to actually work, so you're not needy and desperate in terms of trying to get money. I want to show you guys something that I love, which is this one right here, okay? This one is showing you how long it takes for you to master any skill, and I want you to latch on your eyes to 1,000 hours and 2,000 hours. I want you to realize that if you just put 2 hours a day for the next 16 months between now and December 2025, it's 1.3 years. If you put 2 hours a day in that one specific skill, an online monetizable skill, you'll have put 1,000 hours into it, and you maybe have become profitable in that specific skill to the point where people are willing to pay you good money in order for you to help them solve their problem with that monetizable skill that you now have. I think that's a little bit optimistic to manage to do it in 1,000 hours unless you've got guidance. If you don't have guidance, it's very difficult to get up to those 1,000 hours within those 16 months. If you don't have accountability, if you don't know what type of skill, if you don't know how the roadmap looks like for that skill, OnTrack is the solution for you. DM me on Instagram at Men of High Value. Let's get together, have a chat. When it comes to the 2,000 hours, you'll see that if you do 4 hours a day, you get there in the same time frame, 16 months between now and December of 2025. It might take you longer, but it doesn't have to. If you actually put in those hours, you'll be really good at it with 2,000 hours. And I've calculated, based on my experience and what I've seen, between 1,000 hours to 2,000 hours is what's required in order for you to get financial freedom, provided you actually are focused on only one thing. Follow one course until successful. Focus. Get rid of all other distractions, all other business models, all other skills, and just learn one skill and get really, really good at it. That's how you make money online, believe it or not. Not by trying all these, 20 side hustles or whatever. I could go very deeply into each of these categories because I've dipped my foot in a lot of them, except for the software development aspect. But inside of OnTrack, I've got 2 software developers who are making 6-figure incomes, and they can answer any and all your questions. That's the cool part about the network effect inside of a community, is that you'll find someone who's done what you want to do all the time. 25% of the guys that are inside of OnTrack out of the 30 are 6-figure income earners. 25%. And 4 of those are making $30K a month. Okay? Believe it or not, that's what's actually happening inside of the On Track community, and you won't know that from the outside. I'm fired up and excited for your progress in making money online. I want you to succeed online, no matter where in the world you are. Yes, it's going to be easier for third world country dudes. If you don't know why, hit me up. But you first world country dudes can do it too, but it's going to require a lot of effort, and you got to make sure that you stay on track. And that's why I've named my community that. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Let's go!